Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, glad to have you here. Oh look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show this morning. Hope you're doing well. We'll be working on the index card RPG today. Again, we'll be talking about the Tales of Rabivania, and I was going through reading some of this yesterday and the day before, refreshing my memory on everything that, the basics of the index card RPG, and really having a good time with it. So we're going to continue working on Rabivania today. So welcome to my home, welcome to the office, and welcome to the morning grind. Let's see, I do have a couple of things to mention. So tonight, this is Wednesday, right? So tonight on the Cultist channel, I'm releasing a watch party tonight of season 1. So I have a watch party that hadn't been moved over to that channel yet. The other day I was going through and editing or finding out what type of interviews I had done live with the cast after the season 2 episodes had come out, and I found a watch party for season 1. I want to try out some tech here, which I've never done before. So I decided, hey, actually, let me go ahead and put that out tonight, and then I can, if it works well, then I'll use it for the parties, the watch parties after the other episodes. because I can use StreamYard here to go live, but with something that's been pre-recorded. So that's what's going to happen. I really don't want to put that on the video side of the YouTube channel. It was a live thing, so it needs to go over in the live. So actually, I can do a live, but pre-recorded live. So tonight, if you haven't seen season 1, you can do the watch party is with me with commentary. I'll be in the chat live, but that will be a show that was recorded a while back ago now. But if actually, it might have been actually the first watch party that I ever done. I actually did. So I'll be in the comments live, and then it'll be live but pre-recorded. Okay, so that's going on, and then also, okay, so I'm still not sure what I'm going to do here, because last time I talked to you about the trouble getting the word out about the cultists, I was having problems with YouTube not allowing me to advertise the trailers, and so that's why I decided, hey, let's go ahead and just put out the season 2 material, and let's see if the season 2 material is acceptable to YouTube. And the Dungeons and Dragons trailer was yesterday. I believe that was yesterday night or yesterday. I believe it was. I got a message that said that, yep, the Dungeons and Dragons trailer for the Cultist season 2 is also objected to based on religious grounds, and has, they say limited, limited its reach, but that basically means that it's been there is no reach, so I can't use that one. At least the way that I was using it to advertise. Excuse me. I'm gonna try a couple of other things still, but I don't know. This may just be futile. It may be time to just move on. This is, if you haven't seen this trailer though, this trailer is up. I thought this would be like the least objectionable of the trailers in any possible way. I actually really surprised me last night when this one was taken down. So I'm going to put this up. Okay. So this is the Dungeons and Dragons trailer for season 2, and it's live on YouTube. It's still, it's still on YouTube, but YouTube won't allow me to use it for advertising. So here we go. This is it.
I attack the darkness. 40-10 psychic damage. My parents are out of the house today. I invited the guys over for a little D&D.
So do I get to cast spells?
Yes, you're a wizard.
I am?
That's my spot!
Oh yeah? Well, why don't you come over here and do something about it?
So I'm going to take Steve out.
How are you going to do that?
I'm going to cast Power Word Kill.
Kill, kill, kill! What happened?
First they start playing Monopoly, and then they move on to Dungeons and Dragons. The next thing you know, they're worshiping demons and drowning themselves in lakes.
Can't even cast a practice spell, right?
I think you're just not high enough level to cast Power Word Kill.
I will not stop until Steve is destroyed. Edith, target, conditioner, saving throw.
So, maybe because it talks about worshiping demons, maybe that's it. Maybe worshiping demons is what's getting that one pulled. I don't know. So, I'm going to come up with something else. I'm going to come up with some other strategy. Anyway, so that's what's going on there. Still working on it. We will see. We'll probably release the next episode next week. So season 2, if everything goes right with the tech, then season 2, episode 2 next week, and we'll have there's a lot I want to do with that. So yep. Hey, good morning, RPG. Good morning. Yeah, I mean, I think so too. That's why I thought, hey, okay, well, gee, if season 1 is giving me so much trouble, then hey, season 2, it had kind of a shift in focus, and so maybe it won't be so bad. Oh well. And there's no place to like list an appeal. There's no place to click and go appeal that, and when I was doing the promotion. So I was looking, I was like, how do I appeal this? Is there some way that, something that automatically getting triggered here and I can actually talk to a person or something? I can't find one. Okay. So, hey, let's do a breathe and sip, and then we'll go over here to our design. So I've got Mountain Dew Zero this morning. So let's breathe and sip. Let's take 2 deep breaths. deep inhales, complete exhales, and then take a sip of our favorite beverage. So here we go. And sip. There we go. All right. Let's bring up Scrivener over here. Let's see. There we go. All right. So we were taking a look at Knight, Druid, Witch, Damsel, Rogue, Ranger, Troubadour. We locked them, and then we had this idea of like Yeoman or Sergeant or something like that. Let's see. Hey, BGD. I'm not sure anyone should embark upon their best day with Mountain Dew Zero. Is this going to be the best day? It's what I've got. I actually often stop for a Mountain Dew Zero. All right. So let's see. And I pulled over some notes. I don't think that this, like, BGD actually, Chris BGD actually put these together right here. Gave us some starting points right here. And we're going to kind of shuffle them around here. So I went ahead and pulled over his notes because for some reason it was giving me trouble with the formatting yesterday. So anyway, last time we were online. So let's take a look at Druid here. Okay. So actually, to make sure we've got the same understanding here, because like the Druids are like our pagan priests, who don't really distinguish between, religion and magic. Hey, Robert, good morning. And they're also this is supposed to be like Gandalf if you interpret Gandalf as a druid from like, the old school days. So this is what we're trying to make here. This is our explanation of Druid. For many days, Clovis and the rabbit stayed at Camerland Tor, eating mushrooms and berries, learning the secrets of the stars and of the worlds beyond, and erecting standing stones upon the hill. There upon the hill was established the first circle of Druids. From the tale of Krieg and the Caproctony, as written by the anchorite of Willow Grove Loch. Druids have traditionally filled many roles in Rabivanian society. Druids are not only the animistic priests and priestesses of Rabivania's most ancient religion, but the storytellers who preserve Rabivanian history, experts in the ancient Clovician legal traditions, scholars, counselors, and through their connection with the spirits present in root, rock, and tree, practitioners of magic. According to myth, the great rabbit Clovis founded the first Druidic circle on the sacred hill of Camerland Tor after his battle with Anorda. Thereafter, the Druids became responsible for managing the relationship between the rabbits and the spirits of the wild. So this is not like D&D style Druids. Ever since, rabbits who are particularly attuned to the spirits have dedicated their lives to a deep communion with them, who are particularly attuned to the spirits and have dedicated their lives to a deep communion with them. I think we should have a comma right here. Have served as guides to others who want to deepen their spiritual connections. Today, though the religion of the mother has displaced Druidism as the primary religion in Rabivania, the Druids are still very present in rabbit life. Many shires and villages have their own local Druid, who they will seek out for their wisdom, a protective charm, or an herbal remedy. Further, though the Druidic social structure is loosely knit, it is an orderly and hierarchical structure under the leadership of the Grand Druid, who is still an important figure in the kingdom. While the Druids are not militarily powerful, their network crisscrosses the land and little escapes their attention. Druids are not frontline combatants, but they are frequent travelers. Druids often need to consult with other Druids, attend moots, or examine stones or trees in faraway lands. They can also be found as advisors to the courts of Rabivanian nobles, where they provide counsel and interpret signs of nature. So that's kind of what we're doing here. So we've got... from BGD, Presbyter, starting abilities. We need 3 starting abilities, 3 starting loots to choose from. Presbyter, charisma checks related to animal handling and encounters with wild creatures are easy. This is the BGD suggestion. Pathfinder, wisdom checks to determine location, direction, or route are easy. Forager, wisdom checks to find, identify, and process natural resources or to forecast environmental conditions are easy. Starting loot, silver sickle, a ritual reaping hook symbolic of your order. It's a formidable melee weapon. Roll weapon effort twice and take the highest result. Silver chalice, another important symbol of the faith. The antiseptic properties and sanctification of this vessel helps heal the sick and wounded. Once per scene, expend your action to imbibe or administer a drink from the chalice to heal D10 magic hit points. And then silver bracers, armor for righteous defenders of the woodland realm. These polished forearm guards add +2 to defense and +1 to dying timers. So I think the loot is, we've got two that are rather melee heavy. But silver chalice, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move silver chalice to our damsel. Okay, because I was thinking starting loot here for the damsel, chalice, slender silver sword, and then possibly some kind of saintly relic. That's what I was thinking about over here. But I chalice that also the symbology of the chalice being that we've got the Arthurian influence and we've got these damsels. I think works well over here with the damsel. So we'll need this is. I like the healing aspect of this. So we need something else. We need some kind of item over here. Healing item. Hey, good morning, Andrew. A healing item, I think. Hey, Charlie. Good morning. I do like the druid having the sickle. So the sickle is interesting. But really, I think being the kind of Gandalf wizard-like character, I think we need the gnarled staff. It seems to me, it seems appropriate for the druid to have the gnarled staff. Gnarled staff, because I think that that being a symbol of the druids, this the staff, and also you're given your staff when you actually achieve druidic rank. And I think it would be neat for all the druids to have different kinds of, a different look to all of the staff. So BG says we could replace the chalice with a druid loot item that plays upon the historian and nature expert angle. Yes. Or nature lore angle could do that too. I think the silver bracers is the ones that I think is the one that fits kind of the least here. That could be the staff if it were carved with runes and symbols. Could be, yes. Healing item ? Angle item, but that could be one and the same. So let's see, where can we get some inspiration from? I may have to think about some of these, especially as I'm reading through the index card RPG. But I think that, okay, so a sickle, a gnarled staff, and then so maybe this is the nature lore item here. And then maybe something about healing, because they're not frontline fighters. So the chalice, see, I had thought cauldron. So which I'd come up with, okay, rod or wand. And we still got to work with the witch because, like BGD was saying, this one, in this low magic, the druid's items make sense. But what is the witch going to be able to do here with her starting abilities, and how is she different that allows you to be witch-like, but isn't like firing magic missiles or something? So, but I do have starting loot that it seems like a rod or wand, a ritual dagger, and a cauldron would be good starting loot for the witch. And this one, I think, should facilitate the making of like natural, elixirs or something. We've got, I think, the damsel here. So with the silver chalice, okay, that makes sense. The slender silver sword, that doesn't necessarily have to be combat like. And then the relic of a saint, bell, book, and candle for the witch. That's very interesting. I'm going to put that bell as a note down here. Bell, book, and candle. I always think of that with ritual items. The bell is also is really neat, and of course the book too, as the Book of Shadows, your grimoire. But like the rod, the dagger, and the cauldron, I think are also traditional kind of Wicca-like magic items. So I mean, with the witch's starting abilities, we're kind of all over the place. They're very much about prophecy. I was saying that the cauldron is making natural elixirs, and possibly ones that are more harmful than healing, and that also helps to differentiate her, because we got the damsel with some healing. I think the druid also makes sense for the druid to have healing, and that you don't want the witch to also have that. Candles are nice because it adds a crafting element, which might be more than you want it to add. BG says, my initial suggestions were designed with the goal of providing loot items to aid starting characters with two different basic categories. My initial suggestions were designed with the goal of providing loot items to aid starting characters with two different basic categories of game scenarios: classic dungeon crawls and epic adventures. Okay. Involving and epic adventures involving conflicts between established factions in your lore. Okay, so that's a good idea. So we've got if you are trying to do classic dungeon crawls, then like taking the silver sickle as the druid would make sense, or the healing item. And then the gnarled staff, that one needs to be more so like that one would be more epic adventure RPG focused. So with the witch, well, that I can think of something to do like more with the book or something like that. Rod, wand, and dagger. But give one of these that's like dungeon crawl focused. And that would possibly also be with the ritual dagger right here. And then the cauldron, that one might step outside. Hey, Swords and Stones. So the damsel. Well, that would slender silver sword, relic of the saint. This one would be more RPG focused, or more role playing focused. I like that. So focusing on the druid, which three distinct aspects of the character class do you want to play up? You're talking about in mine right here? Oh, you're talking about Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, protective charm. I went to see Sunday. I went to see Sinners. James Bacon was wanting to put together a discussion on that on his channel. So, by the way, so on Wednesday, or no, Thursday night. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow night, Doug, Cameron, and I are going to be over on James Bacon's channel. I'll put out a link to it in Discord to talk about Sinners. And that did have a witch character in it. And I liked that character. And thinking about that protective charm, she uses a protective charm. I do highly recommend that movie, by the way. I thought that was an excellent movie. It's like The Sky is Falling here that we've got. We've had 2 movies in like 2 weeks that I went to see in the theater, which is not something I typically do now. And I like them both. So like The Sky is Falling, Warfare, and then Sinners. But, I do like this idea of a protective charm. Because they can dispel kinds of magic, right? So, and in that movie, the witch character had given one of the other characters a protective charm. You could have 1 combat, 1 history lore. So maybe something like that. The witch could do. It could be a protective charm here, or it could be the ability to make a protective charm. Because I do like. If you've got the superstition kind of magic that, okay, this place is haunted or has, bad spirits, or, the spirit fence, a spirit fence has been set up, then what kind of character could allow you to pass through that? So that could be like the witch could be, have the ability to make a protective charm, maybe, rather than just having a protective charm. Maybe the ability to make them for the other characters. BGD says you could have 1 combat, 1 history lore, and 1 social interaction loot item choice for the druid, and then mirror those options for the witch and the damsel. 1 combat, 1 history and lore, and 1 social interaction. One combat. Well, no, that doesn't. Yeah, one. Yeah, okay. All right. I like that. Combat item, history lore item. That gives you free and versatile choice as a player for 1 of 9 broad combinations of starting ability and starting loot for each of the character classes. Right. And every one of these should be able to go with all of the starting abilities, right? So combat, history, lore, and social. So the we have let's look at the bard. It's also, like for instance, the bard has battle. I'm looking in the master's guide right here. I was looking at what different kinds of starting abilities and such things do we have, because I think that it's BGD, as BGD was talking about. I think it's a good idea not to to completely reskin what's in here, but it does give some examples here. So like, let's take a look at the bard. So what type of information does the bard have here? If you've got battle hymn, this is a starting ability for bard. Provide music with a charisma roll, reduce allies target by 2. So that sounds like that's the classic buff of other people, right? Provoker, hurl insults at 1 enemy. They cannot resist dueling with you. Thespian, with a charisma roll, you can convince subjects of even wildly ridiculous fibs. Their belief in your farce will last 1d4 rounds per roll made. And starting loot could be find instruments. Your battle hymns grant each ally a d8 boost to any 1 roll. Heirloom, your weapon is a treasure. Always do ultimate damage when dueling. Reverse cloak, a modular costume cape. Your fib lasts 2d4 rounds. Oh, there is priest in here and mage. That might be the best approach for these difficult to define character types. And I do consider healing magic or abjuration charms protection to be combat-focused buffs. I think so. I think so too. Yeah, that would be used like in the dungeon crawl combat. That's your thing that you do in the dungeon crawl. So, what if the gnarled staff becomes the like social one? A custom wooden staff given to you when you were inducted into the order. This is probably too long, but as a symbol of druidism, you will be recognized. Well, I mean, you'll be recognized. You'll be recognized and given something like and given hospitality at warrens and castles. This is just a suggestion there. So, and then something else you'd have that could be history or lore focused. Because they don't write, so they wouldn't have theirs. Andrew says you need a bard because they're good at looting. BGD says the bard is actually a less useful example as a character template from Master Edition because it happens to have starting loot items tied to a particularly tightly starting abilities, whereas the other classes offer much more latitude and combinations with different loot choices. Well, let's take a look at their mage. Okay, so starting ability, choose one. Spell Scholar. If you find a written spell, gain one extra spell. Wild Power. Anytime you roll max die, roll it again. Anytime you roll a max die, roll it again. Dark Pact. Sacrifice any amount of your HP to boost one spell roll. Starting loot includes Astral Grimoire. Your spell book is drawn to you by subtle kinetic forces. Gain any 3 int spells instantly. This book will slide towards you if it can. Memory Ring. Gain any 3 int spells on your turn. When not casting a spell, roll 1d6. Keep that die for later use on any one roll. Store up to 66 in this way. The Master's Skull. A small demonic skull. Fill the skull with blood to store 10 points of HP. Use this HP to heal or as part of your Dark Pact ability. And that's kind of cool. BG says, the most important aspect for consideration when creating new types for IC RPG Master Edition is to maintain parity between the 3 choices for starting abilities or starting loot options. What did they do for Priest? They've got, well, see, these are magic focused right here. Amber beads. Both the Priest and the Mage are about more spells. And then we get into loot. We have Hunter. Maybe this is some kind of inspiration for a ranger kind of type. You don't want to create one option that's the obvious choice or one that's meaningfully more niched in utility than the other two. Right? If there's an obvious choice, then yeah, you don't want that. Because if there's something that you should obviously do, then that's just the illusion of choice. Because everyone will find that out. So with the Hunter, for instance, we have Quick Draw. On a ranged attack roll of modified 15 plus, fire again. Deadeye, use 1 turn to aim. Your next successful hit deals max damage. Trap expert, your traps damage all victims near the trap when tripped. Starting loot include crystal scope. Attach this glass contraption to any one ranged weapon. Never roll hard to hit with that weapon. Arcane cartridge. An enchanted steel sleeve imbues your ammunition with a spark of magic. Your shots inflict energy damage. Trap launcher. This spring-loaded gadget. With this spring-loaded gadget, roll an ranged attack to place a trap anywhere you can see. Yeah, we want them to be mini. You're going to have to give something up. It's particularly, I mean, this is basically, well, character creation goes pretty fast, I believe, here. Because, okay, what do you do when you are making a character? The first thing you do is, step 7, right here. Record abilities. Yeah, record abilities. Well, where's your, you do your stats someplace. Step 1, who you are, what you are. Choose your life form, choose your type. Write a 1-line story. Core stats, assign 6 points into any of your stats. So you're only using the bonus right here. Boost an effort type. Record ability, choose powers, record augments, and get loot. We do have some loot for Rabivania. We'll have to put them in here. Let's see. Hey, let's go over here. Let's see. What I do like the idea of, the staff could also assist with the nature and lore. It's another way that you could go with that, because I like the idea if they got things that are hanging off of it and different things to help them memorize things. Like in the first place, I'm thinking about the Greeks, the Greek orders, or like supposedly like you had different like notches in the wall or different niches. And that by looking in one place in the first place, and that was supposed to remind you when you're talking about something, this, and then you look over here and you're supposed to remind you of talking about something else. So you could do that with your staff, different bumps and things that are hanging off the staff that you do. So this could also assist. Another way to go with this would be assisting with nature and lore. So we do have or history and lore checks. I actually like that. I mean, I think that might be better than getting hospitality to allow it to help you with history and lore kinds of questions. But I'm not a big fan in general of like knowledge checks. I like gating knowledge in different ways. So I'm not exactly sure what the kind of official way in index card RPG to handle knowledge checks is. Or if it's got knowledge checks, I'm sure BGD will know. But if it does, then that could increase, but I'm not generally a fan of that. So this could assist him with knowledge checks, or just automatically give you insight into something like that. I mean, it comes up first. Healing item. Let's see. What kinds of things would a druid carry? So I just asked ChatGPT to kind of give Moondew Vial. That's interesting. Elder bark broth. Oh, I kind of, that's kind of the I'm thinking about the cordial of Imladris. Yeah, so some type of salve or something like that that helps with healing. I like that. Maybe we should just take a look at what these items might be, and then maybe next time I'll write out some stuff and then we'll go over them. So we've got witch, rod, dagger, cauldron, or bell, book, and candle. I also really like that. And I think we looked at some old school witch stuff. I think we'll find something. Damsel, chalice, sword, and relic of saint. Got it. Rogue. And I'm still wondering exactly what the best way to combine these for, or if they need to be combined in index card RPG. Because, like, what's the relationship between the yeoman and the ranger? Like, do you try to put these together? Because I was thinking about this with different subclasses. Are these different enough that they're different character types, or are they subclasses? Like, would the rogue be part of yeoman or sorry? But I don't think so. I think that these are potentially separate enough. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What type of rogue are you? What type of rogue are you? Starting abilities. So you could have. So I think the classic thief would be one. I don't know if like assassin works very well here. Like subclasses. We're using the word, ruffian. So maybe like the ruffian is some type of subclass here. Whereas our ranger, Errol Flynn kind of ranger. I think rogue has a lot of baggage from 5e, and you want to think more broadly about a group of character archetypes that have a variety of specialized useful skills. That's why you prefer the ruffian. Well, I mean, so does druid. I mean, druid also, like when you look at that, 5e druid, there's a lot of baggage around being a druid in 5e. And ranger. Burglar. Yeah, no, I don't know about this. I don't know about this, PH. Let's not do that. Burglar, yes. Could be like the burgle type. that word always. What does a burglar do? They go and burgle things. Whereas our ranger, okay, we could have the like expert archer type. We talked about where it is like the dual wielding type, but the expert archer, that goes well with the Robin Hood kind of thing. Now here you could also, thinking about Aragorn here, like the exiled leader kind of archetype. But then also, I mean, obviously like tracker hunter goes under there. The troubadour, let's use the word troubadour. I agree. I'm going here with troubadour. So the what different types of bards do we have? Like, I think the actor, like the part of being like an acting troupe. But also the singer, minstrel type. And then probably something like the ambassador or emissary. Would also work. BG says, it's part of the Runehammer way, the ethos baked into ICRPG to embrace powerful words for the proposed ruffian class. I think the relevant power would be pragmatic. Oh, well. Words. So like when you're talking about starting abilities like quick draw, dead eye, trap expert. Embracing a variety of archetypes who are not highborn but focused on survival and successful living in a challenging world setting. It sounds like a bad guy, though. Rogue or ruffian. People who survive. Yeah, not highborn. But survive in the rough edges of society. Whereas, okay, so down here, okay, not highborn. But are more integrated with society. So they don't have as many restrictions. So they're not like as restricted as something like a knight. So this could be, so like this could be the, you know, the yeoman archer type. Foot soldiers. And guards. Lando is a ruffian. Han is a scoundrel. Exact. Yes. Rabbits at arms. Exactly. So this would be footpaw soldiers. Footpaw soldiers. And also, you know, anyone, mercenaries, you know, would also fit down here. And we actually, when we were talking about cleric, we did talk about, so I think this is useful, different kinds of things would fit under here. The friar, like Friar Tuck. Or the, let's use the word priest, the priestesses of the Mirite religion. Football soldiers. Cell swords always seems more colorful than mercenary. Yeah, mercenary or cell swords. In a way that the knights aren't. Footpaw. Rather than just feet, they have footpaws. Okay. Well, all right. I think I am going to take what we've got right here and I'm going to think about it. I'm actually finally get to sit here all day. So I'm going to sit here and do some work. But I don't think this is going to take all that long, to get something up that is playable. I also started looking at the, and I'll make up some characters from it, because does this make some interesting characters for us, like pre-generated characters? I think it will. All right. Well, I am out of here. Mistranslation on what was I hope so. All right. I am out of here for now. I will talk to everybody later if you'd like. We're going to be doing that watch party tonight. I'll be in the comments there. I will be in touch. So thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Go forth, be creative, and be constructive. Later, everybody.